Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you very much for joining us. We've got a low in the Tasman Sea and a very brief southerly coming in at the other end of the country. Let's kick off with the animated wind map. We've put on the air pressure today. So high pressure down here around Tasmania and Victoria, and low pressure halfway in the Tasman Sea moving in towards Norfolk Island and then New Zealand's North Island. And we will be seeing some decent rainfall because it's tapping into this subtropical air from around Fiji, New Caledonia, Vanuatu, and it's feeding into that system. And then that system's going to move into the North Island and deliver some rain into areas that need it, like eastern areas. And at the other end of New Zealand, high pressure out here is also going to encourage a colder southerly that comes through on Thursday. You had a frosty morning this morning in parts of Southland. It won't be so frosty tomorrow because you've got showers coming in with a wintry southerly. So let's take a look at rainfall for the next 24 hours. This is the rainfall accumulation. You can see the low in the North Island pushing in. It's a little hard to see, but as the whole island gets coloured in, it goes a bit darker green up in the northeastern and eastern sides. Very hard to notice it, but it does there, right, start to darken. And what that means is heavier rain on the way. And at the other end of New Zealand, you can't see a lot, but there's a few showers that develop on Thursday, and that's that little southerly change coming through. And this will also be falling as snow around Central Plateau. So Mount Ruapehu, potentially in for some heavy snowfall as that system comes through and colder air mixes with it. The central part of the North Island and the eastern ranges are likely to get a dusting of snow. State Highway 1 right through there in the middle might get a flurry, but looks as though for the most part it's outside most of the risk zone. So this is how it looks for Thursday. The low deepens and moves closer. The subtropical portion of air moving in to Bay of Plenty and the eastern side of the North Island. You can see that southerly down in Southland bringing in a few wintry showers. Now we say wintry because your temperatures drop a few degrees and we're likely to get some snow flurries on the hills and ranges. It won't be a huge amount, but just a few flurries coming through above a couple of 100 metres as that system moves on in. And it will be windy on Thursday, the strongest winds through Cook Strait and fanning out as they often do with a southeasterly around Taranaki. So coastal parts of Taranaki might get some strong winds, potentially getting up to 100 or over 100 kilometres an hour, and strong and blustery weather along the eastern side of the North Island, gale force, in the usual coastal areas, and then pretty calm in this zone here where the centre of the low moves through. So not very windy through Auckland, Coromandel and Bay of Plenty as well, although a little bit windier the further south you go because of those southeasterlies moving around the southern edges of it. Okay, let's move on. Into Friday, the low moves out to the east, so that rain, that continues around Hawke's Bay and Gisborne. It does taper off the further you get down to Waitarapa, but this whole system, coupled with the high down here, helping to encourage a wet southeasterly really along the eastern coastline. You'll see a bit of drizzle or light showers down into coastal Otago and some parts of Canterbury as we go through into Saturday. And then we're also seeing some heavier rain continuing on Saturday along that eastern side, or at least the showers continue. Most of the wet weather is moving out to the east, but it is colder. That's part of the reason we're getting a few snow flurries again later in the week along the Hawke's Bay ranges. There won't be much, but just shows you it is a little bit cold as we head into the weekend. So the 3-day rainfall shows in this area here, pale blue, that's getting up to 90, 100 millimetres of rain, give or take. The purple area around 60 or 70. So I think it's pretty safe to say for Hawke's Bay that you've got between 60 and maybe 120 millimetres of rain, with northern Hawke's Bay most exposed to it. That's really the area that's not needing it as much as those further south, but still it is good to see some rain coming in there. And also around the Auckland catchment area, about 45, 50 millimetres coming through for the Hanua ranges, which missed out on the Waitakere floods that happened the other week. So as we head into Sunday, that system finally clears away. It becomes colder along the eastern side of New Zealand, but in the south, things warm back up, because guess who's about to visit again? The windy westerlies. Hello, back they come. So next week, the windy westerlies rock on back in. They got the dog in the car, the caravan hooked up, and they are coming to visit. So we've got windy westerlies on Monday, returning to New Zealand because it's spring after all, and we're getting closer to the spring equinox, which makes this windy weather very normal as we head into the month of October. It usually eases as we go into November. That is all from me. We'll see you again tomorrow with our next update.